everyone, and welcome to the NBA Player Prop live show, live Q&A for Monday, February 22nd, 2021. Did things a little bit differently today, and I think I'm going to do this Monday, Wednesday, and Friday going forward. So instead of wasting, 6 minutes at the beginning or 7 minutes at the beginning of the videos talking about what picks I have for tonight, I decided to release a video early afternoon talking about the props that I am taking for tonight. So you could find that in the link in the description below. I have my 5 picks in that video. Be sure to check that out. I think I'm going to do that going forward. Release a video late morning, early afternoon with props I have on the night. And then this way we could basically dedicate this entire show to answering questions. Now, first, before we get started today, just wanted to mention to you, like this video, be sure to subscribe to this channel. I believe I'm almost at 500 subscribers. Would really help if you're watching this right now and you subscribe. Would really help if you like this video as well. Be sure to follow me on Twitter at @sports_Burd. Be sure to follow me on Instagram at @sports_Burd. And yeah, be sure to throw all your questions into the chat because today is all questions as we already released our props in the video that is in the link in the description below. Now, also before we get started, just wanted to say, be sure to check out Thrive Fantasy, a partner of SportsBird. Thrive Fantasy is a daily fantasy sports app for player props, which is perfect for anyone who loves player props, perfect for anyone who is watching this show. You get presented 20 prop options, and you got to pick 10 of them, put them in a lineup like a DFS lineup, and if you accumulate the most points, you could win a prize, cash prize, $75,000 in guaranteed prizes per week. And basically how it works is that the over-unders for each prop each get a point total. The more risky the prop, the higher the point total. If you sign up today using the promo code BIRD, B-U-R-D, you receive an instant match bonus up to $50 on your first deposit of $20 or more. You could download the Thrive Fantasy app on the App Store, Play Store, or visit thrivefantasy.com to check it out. Also, you could do like prop parlays on there with multipliers. Pretty cool platform. Be sure to check it out using the promo code BIRD. B-U-R-D. Now let's get it. Let's get right to the questions. As Alex says, let's get it. Let's get today. Yes, let's do it. 499 subscribers. Bill says, yeah, come on. Anybody who's in there, make sure you are subscribed to this channel. Tell your friends about the channel. Everyone be sure to subscribe. So the first question we are going to get to today is from James, and that is Cody Zeller over 9.5 points. Congrats on 500,000 subscribers. Thank you, James. Cody Zeller over 9.5 points. So let me just get this up right here. We got Cody Zeller against the Jazz today. I know he's playing against Gobert, but look, 9.5 is low. Let me just go to check his prior games. I believe I do like this though. I just want to double check with the prior games here. If you're watching this right now, be sure to check out, write all your questions in the chat. We will get to every single one today. We got some time on our hands. Yeah, so his last few games, 5, 10, 17, 9, 10, 16. Yeah, he had 5 points last game. So what? Generally long term, this over 9.5 shouldn't be a problem. I know he's averaging 9.8, but lately he's been over that in double digits. I do like Cody Zeller over 9.5 points. And fun fact about the Jazz defending the paint, they are not as good as you think at defending the paint. So I want to bring up the exact stat here. They're pretty much like great across the board in every single defensive stat, except points in the paint here. We have Utah, who ranks 19th in opponent points in the paint per game at 48.3. So yeah, just another reason I like Cody Zeller tonight to go over 9.5 points. Porzingis, points over 21.5 over. Yeah, so Kristaps Porzingis against the Memphis Grizzlies tonight. Yeah, they don't really Memphis. They have Valanciunas. They don't really have anyone else who could defend the paint. Let me just check out Kristaps. Kristaps numbers. The former Knick. 18, 36, 15, 27, 18, 25, 24. He's a little bit inconsistent with points. Now there is a high over under in this game, 233. Yes, Porzingis is questionable. We got some comments here. Everything Luka over if Porzingis is out. Porzingis is questionable. Yeah, obviously just be sure to monitor that situation. Now, if Porzingis does play, I'm indifferent about this. I mean, he's been very inconsistent. Memphis is pretty good guarding the paint. They allow 46.2 points in the paint per game. Now, obviously, Kristaps is not just solely a paint player. He obviously shoots a lot of mid-range. I'm with the high over-under. I'm good with it if he plays, but just monitor that situation. I really need this one to hit. Robert Covington at 6.5 rebounds against the Suns in this game. So, yeah, I'm usually not huge on taking any props against the Suns as they have a really good defense. Now, Covington here coming in with his rebounds prop of 6.5, averaging 6.3 on the season. Last few games here with Covington, we got 11 rebounds, 8 rebounds, 9. So he's hit it in his last 3, and then 5, 4, 5, 11, 10. Yeah, Covington's been rebounding really well lately, and the last few games he's played in the mid-30s in minutes. So if he does get those minutes totals, once again, I think that he should hit over 6.5. Kyle Kuzma over 1.53 is completely good with it against the Wizards, who have a horrible defense just all around. Can't defend the 3, can't defend anything. John Wall over 42 fantasy points. Chris Paul over 38 fantasy points. So I don't usually do fantasy point props, but I mean, I'll try to basically figure it out right here. So yeah, I think John Wall against the Bulls is going to have a big night. Bulls let up a lot of points. You got Victor Oladipo, who's not playing tonight. And as a result, I mean, Wall should be in for over 42 fantasy points. He's been putting up like in the mid-20s, upper 20s in actual points lately, so I don't think he should have an issue there. And then Chris Paul over 38 fantasy points. I also like that against a bad Portland defense. Just bad all around Portland. They let up a ton of points, ton of threes. Russell Westbrook triple-double tonight against the Lakers. Yeah, I like it. He's been stacking up the assists and rebounds. If Porzingis is out, Luka over 7.5 rebounds. What do you think? Yeah, I'm good with that with Kristaps out. If he's out. Darius Bazley over 6.5 rebounds against the Miami Heat. Heat are a really good rebounding team. That is the thing. Heat rank. Oh, no, never mind. They're not as good as I confused points in the paint. They're very good. They're very good defending the paint. They're decent in opponent rebounds, 44.1. Now there is a very low over-under in this game, which again is contradictory a little bit to the picks I have with Bam and Butler. But I mean, I'm just confident in Bam and Butler, but not as confident in Bazley. Now Bazley is averaging 7.3 rebounds per game, which is great. Over 6.5, obviously. His last few games, 7-5, 7-6. So he's kind of back and forth. Against the Heat, I'd probably shy away from it. Keep the questions going. We got a lot in here now. Very confident in Kuzma over 15.5 points. A lot more usage with no AD and no Schroeder. Yes, I like that against Washington for sure. Chris Paul, 2 threes against Portland. I'm good with that. Yes. Do you think Valanciunas is good for at least 10 rebounds today against the Mavericks? Yeah, Dallas is not a good rebounding team. They rank 21st in the NBA in opponent rebounds per game at 45.5. Valanciunas just going to get a accurate measure here of what he's been doing rebounding. I had him over points the other day against the Pistons. So if you got him at 16.5, I believe he had 17 in that game. Now, looking at his rebound totals lately, 12, 15, 12, 5, 13. Should have no problem against Dallas. Especially if Porzingis is out. I mean, that'll make it easier for him. Everything Luka over if Porzingis is out. Yeah, pretty much. Lillard over 12.5 rebounds plus assists. Again, I have been shying away a little bit against taking guys against the Suns. Now, granted, Lillard is Lillard. I mean, he's matchup proof. He's not a guy that's gonna that I would hold. He's not a guy that I would hold back on just because of a matchup. Last few games, 12 assists, 16, 10, 11. So he's in double-digit assists his last 4 games. I mean, this should be no problem at all. Even if he doesn't get in double-digit assists, if he gets like 9 assists instead of 12, 10, 11, what he's been around. I mean, all you need him to do, as long as he gets 9 or more assists, you just need him to get 4 rebounds at minimum. So, yeah, I like it. Donovan Mitchell over 24 points against Charlotte. Charlotte's not that good of a defensive team. They let up a lot of threes. I like it. Dorian Finney Smith over 1.5 threes. So, yeah, I can't say I have the Dorian Finney Smith files in my head very well. So I'm going to just let me take a look at his thing. So averaging 1.9 threes made per game. Last few games, 4 threes, 4 threes, 2 threes, 0, 2. Okay, so last few games has been, playing really well, taking a little bit more threes, making a little bit more threes, playing against the Grizzlies here. Now, the Grizzlies, in terms of three-point defense, they are not good. They are 24th in the NBA in opponent threes made per game at 13.5, and as a result, I think that is a good bet over 1.5 for Dorian Finney-Smith. LaMelo, not spelled correctly, LaMelo, points over 17.5. Yeah, I mean, look, if you check out my video in the link below where I discussed my props for today, I have Rozier over 21.5 points, so I'm banking on Rozier over LaMelo, but I'm okay with LaMelo over points. I'm not huge on it, but I'm okay with it. Russell Westbrook over 8 assists, yes. He's been in double digits, I believe, his last 4. I could double check that right now, but he's been racking up the assists. Like he basically at the beginning of the year, he was doing the triple double thing where he was in double digit assists and rebounds. Then he kind of just tailed off a lot, and he's kind of doing that again. So he's like on the way back up in terms of just rebounds and assists. Last few games, yeah, he's gone double digits in assists the last 5 games, 13, 12, 15, 11, 10. I know it's the Lakers, but it's Westbrook. He'll want to go his hardest against the Lakers. So over 8 assists. Josh Richardson over 2.5 assists against the Grizzlies, who let up a lot of assists. The Grizzlies rank 25th in the NBA in opponent assists per game at 26.2, and as a result, I like it. Chris Paul over points plus rebounds plus assists. Now, let me take a look at what that line exactly is, and that's at 32.5. So I think this is going to depend a lot on whether Chris Paul just, what is he going to decide to score or not this game? Because Chris Paul, he has games where he scores 10 points, and then he has games where he scores 25 points. Now, Portland's defense is really bad, so I tend to like the Suns a lot tonight. Here's what I'm talking about with Chris Paul. Last few games, 16 points, 15, and then he'll have a 29-point game, and then 12, 18, 28. So you don't know what he's going to do with scoring. That being said, with a bad Portland defense, I would lean towards over for points plus rebounds plus assists, yes. Kobe White over 3.5 assists against the Houston Rockets. So, yeah. The 3.5 assist number isn't high. The Rockets are very good defensively, actually, and they rank 4th in the NBA in opponent assists per game at 22.8. So, yeah, I'm not huge on any Bulls guys' assists because of that. That being said, Kobe White averages 5.3 assists per game. Last few games, 2 assists, 5, 4, 8, 4, 7, 3, 3, 3. Yeah, so he usually before that 3-3-3 span, he usually hits over 3.5 assists. I'm okay with it. Bradley Beal over 4 rebounds against the Lakers. I like it. Gary Trent over 2.5 threes at plus 100 against the Suns. Yes. Yes. Gary Trent shoots a ton of threes, shoots mostly threes. Jimmy Butler triple-double. Probably some solid value on that. I love Butler, one of my favorite players in the league, honestly. So I was going through, I had an epiphany this weekend. Quick Jimmy Butler story while I look up his triple-double line, if I could find it here. I had an epiphany this weekend, and I was like, you know what? I have a Jimmy Butler Timberwolves jersey. I don't know if anyone saw my tweet. Pretty random jersey to have. It's like an old school black Timberwolves jersey. But yeah, I guess I could say my Jimmy Butler fandom goes back a couple of years. Jimmy Butler triple-double at plus 250 on DraftKings. Yeah, I'm okay with taking the value there. You just got to hope for a close game, and honestly, I don't think the Heat are blowing anyone out. Choose one of these. Enes Kanter over 13.5. DeAndre Ayton over 13.5. Valanciunas over 16.5. I'll go with Ayton 13.5 against Kanter. I know that was in my... So for all you asking if I'm giving out picks today, the answer is yes. I had a video that was released earlier in the day on my channel where I basically took the first 6-7 minutes that I normally do from this video and just, put it in a separate video. So that's what I'm going to be doing from now on, likely on these days, unless I'm at like some kind of time constraint and I don't have time to do it. But today what I did was I had five props like normal. I put it in a separate video and released it earlier in the day. This way we could dedicate a whole like session, I should say, a whole live stream here to questions rather than me just talking for the first 7 minutes. So basically splitting these props into 2 videos now. One video earlier in the day will be my picks. The live stream now will just be questions. So yeah, if you check in the link below or just check on my channel there, you could find the picks there. Now, that being said, my favorite prop bet on the day, I have it in the video below, but I'll give you my favorite one. It is Bam Adebayo over 10.5 rebounds. No, not 10.5, over 15.5 rebounds plus assists. But I mean, I don't want to. I would say that out of all the ones all the ones I took and analyzed in the video earlier in the day, that's probably my favorite. But I do like a lot of those in there. There's a few more. Gary Trent over 18.5 points. LaVine over 31. So yeah, again, LaVine has a tough matchup. LaVine's the type of guy that's matchup proof at this point. I will be honest, I have overthought a little bit into LaVine's matchups. He's unbelievable at this point. I mean, he's just scoring so much, so efficiently. I like LaVine over 31. Doesn't matter who he plays. Gary Trent over 18.5 points against the Suns. Tough matchup with the Suns, so I would probably shy away from Trent at 18.5. Yep. Props on another video today, earlier in the day. Thoughts on Chris Paul over 8.5 assists? Yeah, like I said, I had him the night that he had 19 assists. I took him over. That was great. Portland's average in opponent assists per game at 24.8. I definitely don't hate it. They're going to give up a lot of points. I'm okay with that, over 8.5. Bam over 20.5 points. Yeah, I'm good with this. The Thunder, they can't defend the paint. They rank 27th in the NBA in opponent points in the paint per game at 46.9. Like I said, earlier in this video, like I said, if you look at my other video, my Bam bet tonight is rebounds plus assists, just because he's been over 6 assists or over in his last few games. So if he gets 6 assists or over, I think it's a shoo-in for over 15.5, because I think he'll easily get double-digit rebounds against OKC, who ranks 30th in the NBA in opponent rebounds per game. So that's my pick tonight for Bam, but I like 20.5 as well. I think he has a big night. Kyle Kuzma, first half, under 11.5. I would shy away from taking any unders with the Lakers tonight. Well, I should specify, because in my other video, I have LeBron James under 51.5 points plus rebounds plus assists. I should say any reasonable Laker scoring props, I would shy away from the under. So I think that it's reasonable. He could score 12 in the first half. So I would stay away. Keep the questions coming in. We got some more. Gordon over 20.5 points or Wall over 24.5. What would you choose? So I like them both, honestly, against Chicago, but I understand you just got to choose one. And tough call, because I like them both pretty equally. If I had to choose one, I'd probably go with Wall. Just more, I would say probably more reliable. Hayward coming home game over 20.5 points. I'm actually shying away from the points here because I'm taking Terry Rozier over points tonight at 21.5, and I'm actually taking Gordon Hayward over rebounds at 4.5 tonight. John Wall over 7 assists or 40 fantasy points. Which do you like more? For sure, 40 fantasy points. Like, I think he could have a pretty solid scoring night in terms of actual points. But I just think that I think that that's the 40 fantasy points is more safe than 7 assists. So yeah, before we move on here to more questions, just want to remind everyone once again, if you were joining late here, be sure to like this video. Be sure to subscribe to this channel. Obviously, somewhat of a new channel, so really trying to grow it. And that would help me out a lot if you like and subscribe. Also, be sure to check out my video from earlier in the day where I have my prop plays for the day. Take Russell Westbrook double-double at minus 185. That's too much juice for me. I'm staying away from that. Favorite LeBron prop and BAMs. I know you had them PRA, but if you had to choose one specific prop, what would it be? So I assume you mean like one prop in terms of like one category. So if I had to choose one specific LeBron prop, I would never choose one of LeBron's like regular points under or like regular like rebounds under or regular assists under. I just think it was easier to combine all of them because it was just way too high up. I thought that all of his lines were really high tonight, but he could go for a big scoring night. If I had to choose one direct category to go under instead of points plus rebounds plus assists, it would be assists because I believe it's at 9.5. Wizards are actually decent in terms of opponent assists per game. That's like the only thing. They rank eighth in the NBA in that. And honestly, I don't know why that is. Their defense is so bad. I guess it's because they just like let up so much just like ISO points and like that's how bad their defense is. So if I had to choose one specific category for LeBron to go under, and it would be assists. If I had to choose one specific category for Bam to go over in, I do like him over 5.5 assists because the value there is plus money if you get it on FanDuel. And he's gone over 5.5 assists in his last 6 games. Levine points, Wall points, like them both. Jayshawn Tate over 13.5 points. So let me just check Jayshawn Tate. Let me just check his recent performances. Now, I know that Oladipo's out. Obviously, that helps Tate a lot. Plays against the Bulls, who let up a ton of points. Obviously, helps him as well. Last few games, 19, 18, 9, 16, 13, 13. Yeah, I'm okay with it against the Bulls. Levine over 3.5 threes. Well, the way Levine is playing, I am completely okay with his points, and I'm completely okay with threes. Let me just double-check his threes lately. Right here. Again, Rockets are a good defensive team, but I'm chalking up Levine as just matchup proof at this point. Now, actually, he only had three threes and 2 threes in his last 2 games, and then 4, 4, 4, 9. I would probably stick to points if I had to choose one, but I don't mind over 3.5 threes. Okay, we got a bunch here. Westbrook, 9.5 rebounds over. I like that. Jayshawn Tate over 12.5. I like that. Gilgeous-Alexander over 20.5. I like that as well. Covington over 7.5 rebounds. So if I had to order these in which I'm most confident in, I'd probably, let me just check Westbrook quickly for a sec. But these are good questions. I think that most of these are very good. If there's one I would have to shy away from here, it would be Covington rebounds, just because I think 7.5 is a little bit of a high number against a good Suns rebounding team. I know what he's done lately because it was asked earlier. Yeah, so most confident to least confident here, I'd probably say I like Westbrook over. I like those first 3 a lot. I don't love the Covington one. I think it could hit the Covington one. I just think 7.5 is a little bit too high. 6.5, I'd be a little bit more inclined to take. Donovan Mitchell over 25.5 points. Yeah, I'm good with it against Charlotte. They're not good defensively. They let up a ton of threes. Lillard over points or Booker over points? Booker's points are pretty high, but he's been playing great. He hasn't cleared it that much, though. I honestly don't love either. Lillard has a tough matchup. Again, matchup proof, but he has a tough matchup. Booker has not cleared this. He whatever his prop is, I believe it's at 25.5. Let me just go double check this right now. It's at 25.5. That's a tough. I mean, last year that's an easy ask for Booker. This year with just a more crowded team, it's a little bit of a tougher ask. But he does have an easy matchup. I would probably, if I had to choose one, I would go with probably Booker, just because I don't like Portland's defense at all. Joe Ingles to score 10 points and to get the win. So yeah, them getting the win should be a given. Him to score 10 points as being a 3-point shooter here should not be hard as well. I like it. LeBron over 30.5 points is a lock for me today. Yeah, so I think that LeBron's scoring will be up today against the Wizards. But I took under 51.5 because I do not think that the assist numbers will be that high. I don't think the rebound numbers, I think the rebound out numbers could be fine. But like, here's what I think about LeBron. Like, I have under 51.5 points plus rebounds plus assists because if you're basically projecting him to go, if you're going to make the line at 51.5, you are basically projecting LeBron to have 32, 10, and 10. To me, that's insanity. That's insanity. I know it's the Wizards, but that's why I'm taking the under combined. Over 30.5 points, yeah, I could see it, but I think you do get stuck in a situation where maybe there is a blowout in this game and maybe he doesn't play a lot of the fourth quarter, and that is also why I'm taking the under there for the points plus rebounds plus assists. John Morant, over 20.5 points or over 7.5 assists against Dallas. Let me go check something real quick here. Dallas is good in terms of defending assists. They rank 10th in the NBA in opponent assists per game, but Dallas is not as good in terms of points allowed at 114.6. John Morant, he's been scoring a little bit more lately. And the over-under in this game is pretty high. I believe it's, 233. I would go with over points instead. Rui Hachimura, over 12.5 points against the Lakers. I'm not huge on Rui. I'd stay away. Okay, two of these I'm considering. LeBron to score 30 or more and Lakers win. Donovan Mitchell 25 plus and Jazz win. I'm okay with both of those. Hachimura over 5.5 rebounds. Let me get a quick look at Hachimura here. And his rebounding. He's averaging 5.5 rebounds on the season, and conveniently his prop is at 5.5. And yeah, just to mention, I know that Hachimura has scored. He has scored over 12.5 points for the last for a few questions ago. He has scored over 12.5 points in 4 consecutive. Tough matchup against the Lakers. I'm still not huge on it for guys inconsistent as them. In terms of 5.5 rebounds here, 7, 4, 9, 4, 5, 7. Again, I'm going to stay away from any Hachimura prop against the Lakers. I don't think it's consistent enough to take, and it's a tough matchup. Dorian Finney Smith over 14.5 points plus rebounds. Yeah, I'm fine with it against the Grizzlies team that's giving up a lot of threes. I'm okay with it, and he's playing well lately. KCP under 14.5 PRA. Again, I'm staying away from. Look, I call that a reasonable PRA number. I'm staying away from most Lakers unders tonight. Not LeBron under PRA. But I would stay away from KCP. Bojan Bogdanovic over 16.5 points. Rui Hachimura over 12.5 points. If I had to choose one, I would rather go with Bojan here than Rui. I just explained my reasoning for Rui. While he's hit it in his last 4 games, I don't think he's that consistent, and it's a tough matchup, so I would stay away from Rui. Now, in terms of Bojan, has a favorable matchup against the Hornets, who let up a lot of threes. He's gone on like 3-point streaks this year where he'll have like a few games where he'll go off from 3, Bojan, and then I'll have a few games where he does nothing. He fortunately had those two games where he had 0 threes a few games ago. Last game, he had 4 threes again. I think he'll get back. I think he'll go over 16.5 tonight. Kyle Anderson, 11 points. So he's playing against Dallas here. Kyle Anderson. Now, let me just check this. Now, I know Dylan Brooks is out tonight, which could help Kyle Anderson a little bit. 16, 20, 19, 17 his last few against not a great Dallas team. I'm good for him over for sure. Name 3 performance double and win. That's locks. So I assume you mean like let me just one sec here. Let me get to the page. I don't even know if they have them here. I'm trying to find the props for this, and then I will get back to you. But I do like the ones that were mentioned before. LeBron over. Oh, you mean like performance? Oh, double, you mean? Or because we got someone saying here, Aiden double in Phoenix win, Bam double, Heat win, Gobert double, Jazz win. Yeah, so if you're saying double, if you want me to parlay a double, so okay. speaking of what Stefan here said, I like Aiden to get a double-double and Phoenix to win for sure. I like Bam. I definitely like Bam to get a double-double and the Heat to win and Gobert. So I think that these are good, honestly. Now, if I had to choose a few other guys to get double-doubles and get the win, let me just go take a look at the slate here. So, yeah, I mean, those are the ones that, I mean, these three are good right here. I don't have, I can't find, let me just take a look at double-doubles one more time and see if there's any. I think that one that could possibly have value here, and I don't know if it happens, I think one that could have value here if you're trying to group a double-double with a win is Portland winning and Lillard having a double-double. Lillard's gone over, he's gone double-digit assists the last 4 games, and I think Portland could win this game against Phoenix. I know Phoenix is at home. Portland's a really good team. On the flip side, if you want to look at Phoenix and you think Phoenix is going to win, I think Chris Paul to get a double-double is also a decent idea. Not really double-double, so then what? So you're just looking for props to pair with wins? Because let me know what you think with that. I'm going to go to some of the other questions in the meantime here. All right. CP3, 8.5 assists. Yeah, I mentioned I like that. Correct. Okay, so just props to pair with wins. Yeah, so I would be completely fine going with Bam Adebayo over assists or over rebounds, pairing that with the Heat win. I would be good with taking Jimmy Butler over 8.5 rebounds, as Marco says right here, pairing that with the Heat win as well. I would be good with doing, yeah, those are my top 2, I would say. DeAndre Ayton over 14.5 points seems like a steal, especially at even or close money. Yeah, I think he could have a big game against Enes Kanter tonight. I like it. So first, before we move on here to more questions, just wanted to remind everyone who's joining in late that I have a video from earlier in the day where I gave out my 5 prop plays. It's in the link in the description below, or you can just check out my channel and find it there. It's the video right before this. Also, be sure to like this video. Be sure to subscribe to this channel. It really helps me out. Royce O'Neal over rebounds against the Charlotte Hornets. Yeah, I was taking a look at this tonight, actually, earlier in the day. Hornets, in terms of rebounding, ranked 20th in the NBA in opponent rebounds per game at 45.4. Then you have Royce O'Neal. Let me just get his direct numbers, but he's been really good rebounding lately for sure. And his actual rebounding prop, I believe it's at 6.5. 6.5. Yes, it's at 6.5 at minus 110. This is one that I like for sure. Let me just get his direct numbers lately in terms of rebounding. So he's averaging 6.8 rebounds per game on the season. The last 2 games, he's gone 6 rebounds, but then before that, 8, 8, 7, 10. So he cleared it 4 of his last 5 games. Gets the bad rebounding here team in Charlotte. I'm good with that. Dorian Finney Smith over 10.5 points plus assists. Yeah, I'm a big fan of Finney Smith tonight against a team. You know, he's performing really well lately, and he's playing a team that lets up a lot of threes, which is pretty much his calling on this roster. Yeah, I'm okay with it. I mean, if you did, I would probably rather pair points with rebounds and do that prop there than points. I would probably rather pair points with rebounds than points plus assists, but I think points plus assists could also hit. DeAndre Ayton over 15 points. Yeah, again, I think Ayton could have a big night. Jimmy Butler over 8.5 rebounds. As I mentioned, I like that. And it's one of my picks in the video in the link in the description below. Damian Lillard over 40.5 points plus assists. That's a high number to take. I don't mind it for sure. I think it's just a high number. I would probably just shy away, but that would probably be too high of a number for me to take, but he could hit it. LaMelo Ball over 6.5 assists, Robert Covington over 6.5 rebounds. What do you think of those? So let me just address the Covington thing first, because I've been asked about it. If you could get Covington at 6.5, I think it's good. If you get it at 7.5, I'd stay away from that. But if you get it at 6.5, I'm good with that. LaMelo Ball over 6.5 assists, I am also good with tonight. I like that. Bam double-double at minus 165, or is that too much juice? I think it's too much juice, but I think he'll get a double-double, if that makes sense. So, like, I would probably just stick to his rebounding prop, or his rebounding plus assist prop, or his assist prop, and just roll with those or multiple of those rather than just take the double-double. Just personally, I usually like the max juice for me on a prop is like minus 150. I usually don't go above that. Then I don't think it's worth it. Gobert over 13.5 rebounds. I'm only afraid of the blowout, really. Yeah, I would stay away from Gobert rebounds for tonight. He's a little bit back and forth with the rebounds. Sometimes he'll have 20 rebounds. Other games he'll have like 11. And blowout is possible. The spread's 13. Did I answer Melo over 17.5 points? I assume you mean LaMelo Ball, even though, because that is what his prop is, 17.5. Even though to me there's only one Melo and it's Carmelo Anthony, but LaMelo Ball over 17.5 points I like. That being said, I am sticking with Terry Rozier over 21.5 points tonight on the slate. I'm betting Rozier instead of LaMelo just because Rozier's been on fire lately, and I think he continues it tonight. LeBron James over 58 fantasy points. Shouldn't be a problem, honestly. Again, I think he has a big night, but I think he goes under 51.5 points with rebounds with assists. But I think over 58 fantasy shouldn't be an issue. What's your two favorite props today from the question and answer? So my two favorite props out of all the ones that I've seen here today. Wow, that's a tough question, because already so many questions have been asked. So if you want to see my actual props, be sure to check it out in the link in the description below. Now, I'm scrolling back here. If I had to pick a favorite out of all the props that I've seen in this chat, I would probably say I like Westbrook's over either rebounds or assists. This was, I like that. I do like Aiden points tonight. I think he scores a decent amount against Cantor. Let me see if there are any more. And then I think, let me see. I would say, I also like John Wall tonight. So over 24.5 points was also in the chat here. But yeah, so I mentioned John Wall over 24.5 as something I liked from this chat. I mentioned Westbrook over rebounds or assists. I like both of those. And then the other one that I had was Aiden over points. Okay. Also, Chris Paul to have 2 threes is a good one. All right. Kendrick Nunn over 2 threes. I'm good with that against OKC, who let up a lot of everything. Covington points plus rebounds, since you like rebounds for him. Yeah, I mean, Covington has been so inconsistent lately. The rebounds have been consistent lately, but the scoring, however, let me just check that. Man, Covington has been disappointing this year. 7.7 points per game. Last few games, 11, 12, 6, 15. But then before that, 3 points, 5, 5. I would probably just stick to rebounds if you're going to choose it. I know LeBron's PRA is probably too high, but do you think he goes off and hits 30 tonight, especially coming off back-to-back disappointments at AD? I think he scores over 30 points. Yeah, I think he scores over 30 points and doesn't get to the points plus rebounds plus assists. Yes. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander over 20.5 points. Yes. I bet that last time against the Bucks, and it was kind of a blowout, and he just shot 3 for 12. I think that should be fine tonight. Bazley over 5.5 rebounds. Got asked about Bazley over 6.5 earlier. I'd stay away from Bazley, even though he should hit 5.5, but I got asked 6.5, so I said I'd stay away. I'm not huge on Bazley. I would go with Shai instead. Jimmy Butler and Westbrook triple-double. Parlay it. I don't mind it. Beal over 30.5 points. That is a line I like for sure. I think it's too low for him. And Luka over 29.5. I'd rather Beal compared to Luka for sure. Does Hayward's return to the lineup not bother you for Rozier's points? Yeah, so in terms of Hayward's return to the lineup, so let me just check one thing real quick with Hayward. Yeah, so he was actually back last game. That's what I thought. Okay, he was back last game, and Rozier still went nuts. So I think I'm still good with it. Chris Paul 2 threes and the win lock. Yeah, I don't mind it. I mean, again, I don't know who's going to win that game, but I think Chris Paul will have 2 threes. So if you think the Suns will win, then for sure. LeBron under 9.5 assists or under 51.5 PRA. Under 51.5 points plus rebounds plus assists for sure. Levine over 3.5 assists. Yeah, I like that. John Wall under 7.5 assists. John Wall under against a Chicago team. Chicago doesn't let up a ton of assists. Now, let me just check John Wall's last few games. Like I said, I think he'll have a big scoring game with Oladipo out. His assists the last few games, 7, 11, 4, 7, 6, 7, 8. I don't mind under 7.5, but I would probably stay away. I'm not too sure on it. Levine, 30 plus points tonight. Thanks for the streams and congrats on 500 subscribers. Thank you. Levine, 30 plus. Yes, I'm okay with that. I know it's not the greatest matchup, but I'm okay with that for sure. Levine he's been unbelievable. Any more questions we got for today? Remember, if you're watching this right now, be sure to like this video, be sure to subscribe to this channel, and be sure to check out my video from earlier in the day where I gave out my 5 plays for the day. Also, one more other thing. If you like these streams a lot and you like these videos, I do NBA Player Prop podcasts on my Patreon, Tuesdays and Thursdays, so go check that out. I will be back on the channel talking about props on Wednesday and Friday this week. Tomorrow I have a golf daily fantasy video dropping in the morning. How do you feel about Booker over 25.5 or Donovan Mitchell over 25.5? I would prefer Mitchell for sure, but I like Booker. I prefer Mitchell. Favorite prop from Suns Blazers? Yeah, so I mentioned a few that I like. I didn't have any in my video, but I like Chris Paul threes. I like Ayton points. Yeah, those two probably. Who do you think starts at center for the Rockets? Can this be a spot for Patrick Williams rebounds or Wendell Carter for rebounds if Cousins is out? So I'm pretty sure they announced Cousins is playing tonight. Is that not true anymore? Because last time I checked, I believe Cousins was. Oh, he was just listed out. Okay. He was just listed out. It says on Fantasy Labs, it says expect a center rotation of PJ Tucker, Jayshawn Tate, and newly signed Justin Patton. Yeah, Patton will probably get minutes, actually, which is crazy. But I think that they're going to go small a lot. They said that one of the reasons they wanted to get rid of Cousins is because they wanted to go with more of a small ball lineup. So I expect you probably see PJ Tucker and Jayshawn Tate split at center there. Is that a spot for Patrick Williams rebounds or Wendell Carter rebounds? I don't mind it. That's actually something I looked into because the Rockets are not a good rebounding team as it is. They rank 27th in the NBA in opponent rebounds per game at 47.5. So I would be okay with going with Carter rebounds or Williams rebounds. I'd probably prefer Williams over Carter just because Carter's been a little bit more inconsistent. They both haven't been that consistent, but I'm probably fine with either one. I think it's a pretty solid idea. How do you listen to the prop podcasts tomorrow or Thursday? It's on Patreon in the link below. There's a big thing in the description below that says Tuesday and Thursday prop podcasts, and it's the link. Best game today for same game parlay. Wow, tough choice. So based on the props that I had, so I had two props from my breakdown. I had two props from Miami, OKC, and two props from Utah, Charlotte. I would say the best game for the best game for same game parlay is probably, I would say, OKC Miami. I want to say just because I like a few there. But if I were going pure entertainment standpoint, that entertainment standpoint plus like a lot of options, and it's ironic that I'm going to say this because I didn't have any actual plays from here. But now that I'm seeing like all the questions come in, I would not mind a same game parlay from Portland versus Phoenix. I think that would be interesting. You probably also could so the other thing is you could potentially get a blowout in Miami OKC, which is a problem. You could potentially get a blowout in Lakers Wizards, which is a problem. You could potentially get a blowout in Utah Charlotte, which is an issue. I think that you get a close game between Portland and Phoenix, most definitely, which would make it probably best and safest for the same game parlay, if that makes any sense. Any chance the Wizards eke out a win tonight against the Lakers? I'm scared. LOL. I don't see it, but I guess it's possible that they're very shorthanded. Jordan Clarkson over 18.5. He is playing against Charlotte. They let up a lot of threes. Let me just go check his recent games. Clarkson's probably sixth man of the year right now. He's playing phenomenal. Major piece to that team. 19, 18, 40, 11, 25. Yeah, I mean, he's all over the place. I'm neutral on it. I think it's a good matchup, but I'm neutral on it. Best player prop in Miami versus OKC game. My favorite one is Bam Adebayo. Rebounds plus assists at over 15.5. I also like Bam rebounds. I also like Bam assists. And then also Butler over 8.5 rebounds. My official two plays from that game in my video in the link in the description below. Bam over 15.5 rebounds plus assists. Jimmy Butler over 8.5 rebounds. Any other questions we got before we head off today? Definitely one of the most interactive streams that I've had so far. Love to see it. Thank you all. Well, definitely the longest stream we've had so far, going on 48 minutes now. Love it. Any more we got before I head off? Safest player prop lock for tonight? I would go with Bam Adebayo over 15.5 rebounds plus assists, or Jimmy Butler over 8.5 rebounds. But probably I would stick to Bam. I think Bam's going to go off tonight. Bam over 15.5 rebounds plus assists. Luka over 30.5 points. If Porzingis is ruled out, sure. If Porzingis is not ruled out, I'm not huge on it. Let me just check his last few games exactly. Yeah, he's been going off lately. 44, 46, 20. Yeah, I mean, eventually he's going to have regression. I would probably say I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it. No problem, Bill. Thank you for watching. Thanks for watching, bro. No problem. Lillard over 31.5 points. Yeah, like I said, really high line, tough matchup. I think he'll hit 31.5 if I had to give you an answer. I'm neutral on it though. Any other questions we got? Remember, if you're in here watching, be sure to like this video. Be sure to subscribe to this channel. Really helps me out. Appreciate you watching, Marco. Thank you for watching. Lillard 5 threes. It's a lot. but he's Lillard. Let me go check what he's done recently in terms of threes. Now, yes, again, Suns have a really good defense, which is what scares me here with a lot of these Blazers props. But Portland has a high-powered offense. Lillard last few games, 7 threes, 7 threes, 5 threes, 5 threes. The most important thing here is that he shot 17 threes, shot 16 threes, shot 14, shot 11. That's a high number. I think he'll hit 5 threes tonight. No hero, Kendrick Nunn over 15.5. Not a huge Nunn fan, would just rather stick to Butler or Adebayo props. That being said, I think he could hit it, yeah. What about Butler? Rebounds plus assists over 15.5. I like it. Need to rename your channel to Sports Goat. You the man. 500 subs. Thank you. I really appreciate it. It's funny. Any more questions we got before we head off? Anything else? All right. So we're going to head off right now. Just wanted to remind everyone to like this video, subscribe to this channel, check out the other video that I put out today where I said my 5 plays. I mean, I've already said a lot of them here, but you could check out that video for my detailed explanations as well. That's in the link in the description below. If you love this content, if you love these videos, be sure to check out my Patreon. That is where I do my props on Tuesdays and Thursdays. We got also a great Discord there. We got conversations like this going on every day talking about props. And yeah, I mean, it's a great time. Be sure to check out Thrive Fantasy. Definitely a great platform for player props. If you love player props, you could, play multiple of them and get that multiplier. You could play daily fantasy with them. Pretty cool platform. Try it out. Promo code BURD, BURD. Follow me on Twitter at sports_bird. Follow me on Instagram as well at sports_bird. And yeah, thank you everyone for watching. Thank you for 500 subscribers. I really appreciate it. Couldn't have done it without everyone watching. And yeah, we will be back here talking about props on Wednesday. On the Patreon tomorrow, we will be doing props. So yeah, be sure to check that out in the link in the description below. Thank you everyone, and good luck with prop betting tonight.